So we all know the FTX trial that's going on. Sam Bankman-Fried, his Ponzi that all collapsed. His trial is coming to an end now, but it started with Gary Wang testifying, and then Caroline Ellison also taking the stand. And everything that they said was so bad towards Sam, and just made it seem like there was nothing good going to come out of this. There was no way for Sam to win, that he had to do something that is usually never done in these cases. Sam Bankman-Fried had to take the stand himself and try and put some explanations out there for everything that the other two said and the other people were saying and all the witnesses. Everything that added up not looking good for Sam. And obviously, he comes out saying he didn't defraud anyone and that he's just not sure who decided to send the stolen FTX customer funds to Alameda Research. He just couldn't have any idea in the world, not the slightest idea, of who might have done that. So that's obviously what he's going to do. But some of the best things that come out of this is definitely the courtroom sketches. We got Caroline Ellison. They do no favors to at all. She is not a great sketch. And then you got a couple of Sam Bankman-Fried, which some of them he looks kind of weird in. Maybe it's the sketch artist, right? Maybe it's that person who's just has got a fancy style to him, got some sort of weird style, because they're not doing any of them any real, favors in these sketches. They look kind of weird. So, but that's some of the funniest stuff to come out of this is these sketches. And as Sam took the stand, it only got even crazier. The way he was answering questions was so crazy. It started as something like this. You can see this is his lawyer who was talking, or he was being cross-examined. The other side was going after him, asking him questions, and this is how an exchange went down, saying, "Did you believe you should not embezzle customer assets?" Where his lawyer objects, the judge sustains it, and then SBF goes on to answer the question after all of this already happened, saying, "No, I do not believe I should do that." And then his lawyer says, "You don't have to answer after sustained. Haven't you been here for weeks?" And then Sam says, "I felt I had to answer it," which is like his go-to line in this whole thing. But this is crazy that he took the stand, which is something that doesn't typically happen in these cases. And then he does stuff like this, where a question gets asked, and then it gets objected, sustained, and he still goes on to answer it. And then his own lawyer looks at him and says, "What are you doing? You have been here for weeks. You should know what's going on by now." And then Sam just says, like, "Oh, I definitely just should have answered it." And it is so crazy that this is the situation that this whole trial has gone into. And some more exchanges between them. I don't know if this is like the real, just real questions and how it went down, but I know that this is how he kind of reacted towards a ton of questions, having just non-answers. Seeing this, saying, "Did you steal users' funds? I can't recall. Is this a photo of you stealing users' funds? Could be. Is this a text to a journalist saying, 'For what it's worth, I just stole users' funds'? It's possible. And is this a video showing you sending the text while holding that day's newspaper?" And him saying, "My bad." So I don't know if this is real questions. It doesn't feel like they were real questions, but this is how a lot of the situation went down when he was being questioned. The lawyers would ask him a question. He would give a non-answer. Just say, "Oh, could be. Maybe it was. Who really knows?" I wouldn't describe it that way. Those are the words he was using. And when he's going down that route, you just know it's over. Like, it's completely over. They lost. There's no chance of them coming back from this. And Sam Bankman-Fried in his defense and his lawyers, there's no way they come back from anything that's happened. It has just gotten worse and worse for them, and Sam should find his way into jail, rightfully so. And obviously some of the defense that they're trying to go on to is just blaming other people, right? That's what the whole thing is. It's not Sam's fault. It's everybody else's fault around him. And this kind of goes over it, basically saying that he was just going to blame his defense, his lawyer that he had working for him, Dan Friedberg, saying it was bad legal advice that Sam was listening to. That's how he got into this whole mess. He was suffering from success, and of course it's somebody else's fault. It couldn't possibly be Sam's fault. Oh my God, who would ever think that that would be a possibility? And then to wrap this whole thing up, you can see that basically they threw their Hail Mary, their last attempt at trying to get anything on their side done, trying to do anything they can to win this case. The Sam defense had the audacity to throw one last Hail Mary at Judge Kaplan at the very end, asking for an acquittal. And then Kaplan just says denied. Seems like the judge is a little, done with this case. I do think that the jury is going to come back. He's going to be guilty. The only question that we have left now is how many years does he get in prison? We know Bernie Madoff, I think, got like 120 years. He has, I think, a max sentence of 130 and a minimum sentence of 30 years. He should probably be closer to the 130 just because everything in this trial was just so bad for him. There was nothing positive to come out of this. Gary Wang, Caroline Ellison, they went in on him. They threw everything at him, literally said everything that was going on. They probably got some sort of plea deals for a lesser sentence to do that, obviously. But they made it terrible. And it got so bad that even the two witnesses that were going to testify backed off and aren't going to anymore because of Sam's testimony and him going on the stand, because it was just so bad. And he was so kind of immature, giving non-answers, not really doing anything, and just trying to go around all the questions. It was that bad that the people, the witnesses that were going to come, and for the defense witnesses that they were going to come, they backed out. They said, we're not doing this. This is insane. It's over. And that's what it looks like, is that Sam is heading his way off to jail. So it seems like this is the end of this whole saga that happened, the collapse of FTX. Sam, on his Twitter post and his interviews that he did after the collapse, running his media tour, was probably the worst thing that he did, because a lot of that was used against him. And who knows, maybe if he didn't do that, there'd be some sort of different ending. Maybe he would have tried to get away with it, or been able to get away with it, if he just lawyered up, shut up, and went through a legal process. There's a possibility he does do that, but he seems to have made the wrong turn at every turn by doing just the most insane things and incriminating himself. And now we've gotten to the end game where no one is looking at Sam and thinking, yeah, he shouldn't be in any jail time. Everyone's looking at that and saying, how much jail time is he going to get? So the end of the saga, he goes to jail, rightfully so. We'll get the announcement of it and how many years he gets. And I'll probably make like a short on that, probably not a whole nother video, but it is just crazy to have watched all of this happen in real time, and the ending was even crazier than the whole situation to begin with. That's going to do it for this video. As always, don't forget to smash the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next